Hi, I'm Rob from We Keep You Cycling, and today the two versions of Hibros hair removal, aerosol and cream, and their milk lotion to rejuvenate your legs after the hair removal process. A serious cyclist demands smooth, hairless legs. It's not only a performance advantage, but it also marks your commitment to cycling. There's a couple ways that we're all familiar with to keep your legs smooth. Razors are most common. Shaving, though, has the downsides of razor burn and nicks and cuts, which are not only painful, but sometimes on the back of your knee, which can be exacerbated by knee warmers. You have waxing, which I've never done and will never do. And then you have your third alternative, which is the least effort of the three, and that's a depilatory cream designed to break down the proteins of the hair to leave your legs hair-free. Hibros makes two versions, which are both equally effective. We have their aerosol, which you spray on, and their cream, which you apply a thin coat over your legs to engulf all the hair and cover every area that you want to be hair-free. And we're going to test them side by side to see if we can determine if there's any effective difference between the delivery mechanism, spray or cream. The cream comes out like you'd expect any lotion. A quick dollop in your hand and apply generously over the leg from the top of the knee down to your ankle and smooth it around. You're not looking to really work it into your skin as you are looking to cover all your skin. The aerosol sprays on like you might imagine. Cover all the area and it froths a little bit more as you sit and wait. But the idea is spray every area you want removed with hair and wait. With both applied, what I notice is the cream feels more natural. It's come up to body temperature and doesn't feel unusual. However, the spray, because it was an aerosol, cooled my legs, and right now I can't tell whether my legs are on fire or whether it's just the temperature shock of being sprayed with something cold and my body rushing blood to warm up the legs. My knee feels a little bit cooler on the right side, now getting warmer than the knee on the left, which has the cream, which feels no different than if I applied, say, sunscreen or any other type of lotion. For the first time application, this was more work than I anticipated. I'm not practiced at this, and as you could tell, there was a lot of hair. 10 minutes wasn't quite enough to take all the hair off, but it did get about 95% of it the first time, and the day that followed saw the rest of the hair that was sort of left there in a little patch where I didn't get enough came off. And a few days later, I'm happy to say that I have very smooth legs. With both applications, I found that the cream and hair came off relatively easy with a little bit of assistance from a washcloth. I didn't need their wheat scrub bar of soap, but I'd recommend it. I did, however, absolutely need the milk lotion. The milk lotion is a very thin but very concentrated version of a moisturizer, very much like a hand lotion in the fact that it puts moisture back in your skin, but thin, so it's easy to apply and doesn't clump up. My legs were dry from the chemical reaction that took place and were noticeably whiter from the bleaching effect that took place when they were breaking down the proteins. Without the milk, my skin would have been very dry and I suspect began to crack. I was surprised at how easy it was to apply. The cream, of course, on my hand, it was easy, but I had to wash my hands afterwards. I think for my first time with the aerosol, I got as much on my legs as I did everywhere else. Technique, probably key. What I didn't like was the fact that I waited the full 10 minutes and I probably needed another 2 to 3 minutes to get some of the thicker hair. Now I do tend to have thick hair on my legs, so that might not apply to everybody else. I would use the cream version next time, and absolutely I had to follow up with the milk, and I'd probably use the milk after the shower for the next several days to put the moisture back into my legs. I didn't like the fact that the tan I had on my legs was pretty much erased by the use of both the products, which was an unexpected downside. My legs were significantly whiter or bleached in the process. Maybe the removal of skin, I'm not quite certain. I'm Rob with We Keep You Cycling, and this is Hibros Depil cream and aerosol versions, and their milk moisturizing lotion. If you have any questions about the Hibros line of products or any of the creams and lotions we carry, drop us a line or email us info@wekeepyoucycling.com.